Champions League this week, every week, I would rather watch a game of Champions League at this stage every day, any day. The thing I love about the Champions League, when it gets to this point, the feeling is different. The level of playing is different. You know, you might be able to beat a small guy or a big guy when it's the league phase. But when we get to the knockout, there's experience.
Every single game feels like it's must watch at this point. Yeah.
There's experience. There's the feel of always being in the UCL. All that make the ingredient of a great team in Champions League. And the best thing I like about each Champions League, I'm always looking for that underdog. And this year, it's Bodo Glimt.
I was gonna say, it's always the same. It's all like every knockout stage is always the same stew.
Yeah.
But occasionally what's that extra bit there? And it's always one of these guys. And Bodo Glimt are so fun to watch too. That's the thing. It's not
Frankly,
they're playing well.
Yeah, I've not really watched one of their games, but I watched the highlight with Sporting, so I can't tell you how much. But I'm just saying, if this team continue on this pace, even if they don't make it far and the players are good, a lot of teams are coming next year to raid their team. Yeah, it's over.
Or maybe the strong, fortified Scandinavian mindset won't allow it. Maybe that's the team that'll do it. Yeah. You know, the other Southern European sides that they're like, yeah, sure, take my players and all this and that. But maybe just now the Norwegian just no, this is ours. Like maybe it'd be funny because they've shown right now that so when you're a newly approaching buying club or selling club, it's interesting. When you have a history of it, like Atalanta, like unfortunately Ajax now, where like the reason that you've assembled this squad is because you have the money from selling other players. Bodo Glimt don't quite have that need for this money. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Like they can find a use for it, sure, but like what that's gonna do is it's gonna be buying bigger players. They almost have the ability to skip that cycle. Yeah. Because everybody's going to want to come running for their players for good reason because they're playing very well, but they're playing very well together. Yeah. And you hope that there's a club that can see that and say, we've gone this long without necessarily making all of our money and making our ends meet by selling everyone in the club every single season. That happened to Atalanta in 2017-18 season of the Champions League when they got to the quarterfinals. Yeah. I think playing absolutely lights out, and they get picked apart. Yeah. Leverkusen's the same way. They get picked apart, and they basically they come back up like this every 7 or 8 years, but they've made that ability from the money from selling those players. I don't know if Bodo Glimt have to do that if they have this squad and they're all playing this way. They could get out of jail free and just say, no, because like they dominate their domestic league, so they don't really need these players to come in to help the domestic league, and they're doing way better than they're expected to in the Champions League. They don't need... Their infrastructure doesn't require them to sell these players, but they probably still will because that's the nature of the business. But this is the one of the few sides and one of the few nations that I think the ideology of the nation itself, let alone the infrastructure of the club, might allow them to say, "We're good. We're gonna continue doing what we're doing."
When money comes knocking, it's kind of hard though. I get all that, but money is different. Ajax had money and they still have money. But any year they have a good squad, you already know they're selling half of that.
Ajax is a shambles, though, man. It's a sad state of affairs.
It's always for Ajax. At least it's always been a youth like training club. So
Absolutely,
they already know they're gonna sell. So it's like I'm just curious what will happen with this team now. Yeah, Madrid City. Ooh. You think everybody now this is the new word, and it's not really a new word, but this is the new thing.
Did you invent a word?
No. Every time something like this happens, everybody's talking about remontada. Do you think they can overcome 3-0?
No.
First of all, they've never been statistically wise, never against Madrid. You can go check it, and they were surprised.
And see, here's the question: if you'd asked me this about Man City 4 years ago, yes, they could.
Yeah.
I ask you, where is that going to come from this season? Like, there's nobody up front. There's nobody in the midfield that can instigate that. And it shows that they've never properly replaced Kevin De Bruyne. They're asking Rodri to do 2 roles at once. He's not a creative midfielder, Rodri. He's a holding midfielder, and he was amazing at having vision to lace passes into Kevin De Bruyne, who had time and space to feed the attackers. They do not have that. So if you're asking me where 4 goals minimum is going to come from without conceding any goals, there's no one in this side, I think, that can solo, because that's the problem of working in Pep's system. It's difficult for one player to solo any of this because they all have specific tactics, and none of them are working well enough together to even feed the ball to Haaland, who could be, if he gets more service, but he's also out of form himself. to take that upon. But it's
Henry,
not coming from any one person.
That's what Henry was saying, that at some point the player itself has to take matter into your hands. I would say Valverde had a great week because it did not just stop in the Champions League. You saw the goal. It went and through the league too, and he probably had a great sleep. But I don't think City can overcome this. But there's three options, right? It's either A, Madrid comes there and try to just hold and defend. Then if you defend and City keep pounding, it's going to be hard. Or City will come full blazing, and if you do full blazing, meaning you have a lot of your defense will be open. Then your opponents will
exactly. You almost can't, like City almost can't launch a complete offensive attack. And I think that it incentivizes Madrid to increase pressure, not necessarily like always blitzing in on net and turning the ball over in the box trying to get shots on target. But if you just continue applying pressure that can turn into quick counters and force City to cough at the ball, you will score more goals. And you're not playing overly defensive. I think that's a mistake because you can get at this back line. So the whole point, I think, is just to overload with pressure and not require goals in the back of the net, but like just act like you need to score the goals, and they will present themselves against the City side.
And for sure, if they try to be reckless, they will get penalties. But if they do, and I know it will come from probably Vinicius because he's good at dribbling, but please don't take the penalties. Let someone give it to the goalkeeper.
But I'm just thinking of just applying a little bit more pressure to Kuznetsov. On that, because he's been playing the right fullback at times, or the right center half. Just have, like, if Vinny would get off his ass every once in a while for defense, Vinicius Jr. can apply enough pressure to make Kuznetsov make mistakes. And it's affecting the confidence of Guehi and Diaz, who are both great center backs, Premier League proven center backs, haven't had a lot of time together. And when you have somebody on the wings like that, or Nico O'Reilly, who doesn't make it, like, he's more out of position than he is making tons of mistakes with the ball. With the ball, he's okay. But I mean, if you just get two guys on those wings and apply enough pressure, like I said, without necessarily needing to put shots on target, or turning the ball over, just apply that heavy press the entire time. You're gonna have opportunities present themselves.
Arsenal Leverkusen, how do you think? I think Arsenal will go in and try to get at least, but if I had to predict, it might get a 2-1 or 1-0, because I did not foresee Leverkusen playing like that. Arsenal did not look convincing enough, and I think they even got away with a lot.
I think that Arteta can be a little more overly cautious with other European sides. I think that because even in his own domestic league, where he knows what to expect from those clubs, the style of play, the quality on the ball, he's still kind of like he pulls himself back and needs to be a little more defensive. I think that he gets really up in arms with these not mid-table, European mid-table sides, where the quality is there, and it's not quality that you face week in and week out. So there's kind of a question mark over everybody and what their potential is, and that does not work in his favor. You still need to be bold and brave and take those chances because you do have quality yourself. It almost feels like when he meets question marks, when he meets high quality, he asks that the club match it, but when he doesn't know what to ask of his side, it's almost like he doubts his own quality.
That's right. Paris Saint-Germain versus Chelsea, how'd that go? I don't think that, because Chelsea will need 4 goals to go to halftime. And you are not beating Paris Saint-Germain 4 goals, because you're gonna open that. You're gonna be open, and the counters from Paris. And when they're in form.
And Dembele and Kvaratskhelia both look like they are they are putting in their bid right now for this Champions League spot. They did this last season too, though, man.
That's what I was saying.
It's so fucking annoying.
Is it the whole thing? From this time on, I
think that they're used to the Parisian league or the French league rather, where they can afford to sleep a little bit and then come on. I think they understand that they can sleep through the group stage. Because the league phase, you don't need that much to get through. And if they need to play 2 more games in the playoffs, they will. But they'd rather not. But if they have to, they will. But now they get to go, okay, like we're used to this. We're used to turning on the Jets late in the season, or starting off hot in the season and then sleeping through Christmas and then coming back in the spring like a fucking bear and taking care of business. And I think that's happening again this year. I don't think that they're as tight as they were last season. I don't think that they're as deadly on the ball. But it does look like this is what this new league phase, how this format's structured, it looks like they can get good results out of it by not necessarily playing lights out throughout the league phase week in, week out, whereas some other clubs feel like they have to do that. Bodo Glimt had to do that to skirt in. I think Arsenal are telling themselves that they have to do that to be champions, but at the end of the day, you don't need to play great week in, week out to win this thing. You just need the results.
I think this is the potential matchup. If they all go to quarterfinal, you have PSG. PSG will play against Liverpool, guys. That's right. But I'll tell you what, any of those teams, I don't think they can beat PSG.
Agreed, 100%.
Madrid will play Bayern. That's a tough
That's a great one.
Bayern is really in form. Olise
is insane right now.
It's insane right now. So if Madrid ever pass this, I don't know. I feel like Madrid might get to win this because they are having the hardest matchup so far. Barcelona, Atletico Madrid, that's a good one too. If that happens, that's a shock because it's in league. And you know, Atletico Madrid just beat them. So it's like, hey, we're gonna take our revenge. Arsenal will play Bodo Glimt if that happens. So that you guys are having a more easy part. You can relax a little bit.
That side of the bracket is much easier. But at the end of the day, this Bodo Glimt side, like
they're scary.
You don't and Arteta likes to do the Pep thing with the tactics and likes to kind of overthink tactics. I'll tell you what kind of club or side over preparing for tactics don't work against its clubs like that because they don't care. They don't care what you're trying to do. They don't care about what you think the game should be. They have absolutely nothing to lose, and you have everything to lose. It is. I understand that on the table and on the wage bill and on the team sheet, like it is a good matchup for Arsenal. It's really not, though. I don't think anybody in that top bit wants to actually play Bodo Glimt right now because of what I just said.
I think just to add on Kobe, what you had said, I think playing clubs like that where there's not a formal system and what to expect, and especially they have nothing to lose. It's not like they have a reputation, or you're gonna say, "Oh, Arsenal just bottled this," or Madrid. They have, and they don't, like you said, they don't care. So the day you meet them, you just gonna meet them.
They don't have a reputation of conceding goals. They don't have a reputation of having a historically staunch defense. They have no baggage with them. They get to do whatever they want at the moment, and that's gonna be a handful for Arsenal if they go through.